At the end of every NBA season, there's usually a player that's considered the steal of the draft. For example, this season, you could probably say that's Chris Duarte or Alperen Sengun. Sometimes these guys continue to exceed expectations, leaving us scratching our head on how they fell so far in the draft, but sometimes they just fizzle out. So today I want to look back at the quote-unquote steal of the draft from the last 10 years and see what they're up to now. I haven't been nearly as consistent as I hoped the last few weeks with uploads. If you guys want to see me get back to posting practically every day, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Let's aim for 17 likes on today's video, and let's get into this. Today's video is sponsored by PrizePicks. A lot of you guys have probably come to know PrizePicks by now. It's a super simple player prop site or mobile app. They give you the line, you choose over or under. It's that simple. Right now, we are on fire. 3 weeks ago, I gave you guys an entry that hit for 10 times. Last week, I gave you one that hit for 5 times. So today, I'm trying to keep the hot streak alive. Looking at the slate, what really jumped out to me was this Hornets versus Pacers game. It's got one of the highest overs of the night, and it's a pretty tight spread, so I like the stars to show out. I went with LaMelo over 21.5 points, then Domantas Sabonis over 19.5. Both haven't hit these marks in a while, so I like this get-right opportunity in what projects to be a high-scoring close matchup. Then as always, I've got to have a three-pointers made. I didn't love what I saw, but I ended up settling with Levine at 3 flat. If you guys want to play along, just go to the link in the description or use code Jimmer, and they're going to actually give you a deposit match up to $100, which is crazy. I'm feeling good about tonight's entry. Thank you PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. The first draft we're going to look back at is 2011, a draft that's gone down as one of the best of all time, but I wouldn't say it necessarily looked that way directly following the 2012 season. In terms of a steal, there wasn't a clear guy, but out of all the options, I think I've got to go with Isaiah Thomas, with just how late he was taken. The 5'9" point guard out of Washington became NBA's Mr. Irrelevant that season, a term commonly used in the NFL to represent the last player taken in the draft. He was selected by the Kings, and he quickly proved that his talent was just too good for his height to hold him back. He averaged 12 points, shooting 45% from the field and 37% from 3. Now, even after his rookie season, there was still a lot of skeptics, but his success continued. By his third year, he was averaging 20 and 6 a game. That offseason, he would go to the Suns via a sign-and trade, but at the deadline, he would get traded once again to the Celtics. This is where he really became a household name. 2 years later, he'd be an MVP candidate, averaging 29 and 6, leading the Celtics to the top seed in the East, but sadly, things would go downhill fast. He suffered a hip injury and was traded to the Cavaliers. He would never come close to that player we saw in 2018. He would bounce around the league, and just 2 years later, was practically out of a job. He played just 3 games for the Pelicans this past season, went into this year unsigned, but after the league got hit like crazy with protocol issues, after dropping over 40 points in a G League game, he signed a 10-day deal with the Lakers, but failed to get his contract re-upped. So sadly, at 32 years old, it's looking like IT's NBA career has most likely come to an end. Then we go to 2012, and while it ended up being loaded with steals, having Draymond Green, Chris Middleton, and Will Barton all selected in the second round, none of these players had very noteworthy rookie seasons. In all honesty, there wasn't really anyone that the community was praising as a steal. I think our only option, if you even want to count it, is Damian Lillard. Now, this isn't quite a steal given the fact that he was the 6th overall pick in the draft, but with how much he exceeded expectations and how bad most of these rookie campaigns were, I think we've got to go with him. After being drafted by the Blazers out of a small program in Weaver State, he took home Rookie of the Year, averaging 19 and 7, shooting 37% from 3. He's clearly gone on to be one of the top point guards in the league. Today, he's still with the Blazers, having a down year compared to recent seasons, but his averages are really held back by a rough start. Things are starting to turn around, but given his age, it's going to be interesting to see when the ring chasing starts. The 2013 draft had extremely low expectations. When there's like 10 players in contention for the top pick, that's not a great sign. While it ended up producing some really big steals, such as Giannis Antetokounmpo and Rudy Gobert, we didn't know that in 2014. I think the consistent steal of the draft at the time was the 11th overall pick out of Syracuse, Michael CarterWilliams. He would average 17, 6, and 6, but that would end up being the best season of his whole career. Midway through his second season, he would go to the Milwaukee Bucks, and he would continue to bounce around the whole league. Currently, he's on the Orlando Magic with a pretty decent role, averaging just 9, 4, and 4, shooting less than 39% from the field. The 2014 draft is another pretty obvious one, and that's Jordan Clarkson. He was selected in the second round by the Lakers out of Missouri. As a rookie, he averaged 12, 4, and 3, shooting 45% from the field. In his second season, he would go up to 16, but after that, he stayed pretty stagnant as a high-end role player. He would go to Cleveland in 2018, then to Utah in 2020, where he really started to flourish as a full-time sixth man. This past year, he was able to win Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 18 points a game. Today, he's still with the Jazz, really not in contention for the award again, as he's having a pretty disappointing season, averaging 15 points, but shooting just 38% from the field and 31% from three. In 2015, for the most part, the top picks put up the top numbers. The only slight exception was Phoenix Suns shooting guard, selected with the 13th pick Devin Booker. He averaged 14 points a game, and as most of you know, would continue to exceed expectations. He'd go to 22 points in the second season. He would go to 22 points in his second season, 27 by his fourth year. Currently, well, he's down to averaging 23, 5, and 5. That's more a product of his current roster. The Suns are fresh off a finals appearance, looking to make it back, and Booker is a huge part of that. Following the rookie season of the 2016 class, it was one of the more disappointing overall rookie campaigns we've ever seen. Easily the most impressive rookie that season was Joel Embiid, as he averaged 20 and 8, but played just 31 games, and he was actually drafted in 2014. Some of the top rookies that season were guys like Dario Saric and Malcolm Brogdon. The number 1 pick Ben Simmons didn't play, Brandon Ingram stunk, Dragan Bender stunk, Chris Dunn stunk. Somehow, someway, Brogdon, who was selected in the second round by the Bucks, was able to win Rookie of the Year, averaging just 10 points a game. But I think we've got to go with him. He has put together a really solid career to this point. By his third season, he was averaging 16, shooting 50, 40, 90. He then signed with the Pacers, and this past season was averaging 21, 6, and 5 on really solid efficiency. He's still in the Pacers today, but it's going to be interesting to see how long, given all the rumors connecting them to jumping into a full-on rebuild. The 2017 draft class was one of the most fun to follow looking back, between the hype and expectations for guys like Lonzo Ball, the mystery of the Markelle Fultz situation, and what appear to be some crazy draft steals like Donovan Mitchell and Kyle Kuzma. The steal of the draft is definitely between those two, and it's close, no doubt. It's not a question that Mitchell had the better season after being the 13th pick in the draft. He would have easily won Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for Ben Simmons missing his first season. But I think because of Kyle Kuzma being taken much later in the draft, going with the 27th pick to the Lakers, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's crazy looking back at just how much hype there was for him as a rookie. After an historic Summer League campaign, he would average 16 and 6, shooting 45% from the field and 37% from three. He would go up to 19 points in his second season. But after that, things collapsed rather quickly. The Lakers now had LeBron James and Anthony Davis, forcing Kuzma to a backseat role, where we saw his efficiency slip, which made his defensive struggles even more apparent. He was able to get a contract extension, but only played one more year in LA before getting traded ahead of this season to the Wizards. Despite looking like he was going to get things back on track to start the season, overall it's been rough. He's averaging just 13 and 8, shooting 41% from the field and 32% from three. 2018 is a tough one. It was a rare instance where 7 of the top 8 picks led all rookies in scoring. At first I was thinking going with SGA, with him being the 11th pick, but at the time of his rookie season, I don't think teams that took a player ahead of him were really looking at his success with regret. I would say the steal of the draft was probably Mitchell Robinson. After forgoing his freshman season at Western Kentucky, he was somewhat of a mystery going into that draft, which allowed him to fall to the second round in the hands of the New York Knicks. The main draw for him was his defense. He averaged just 7 points and 6 rebounds, but was one of the league's top rim protectors, averaging 2.4 blocks a game. While Mitchell Robinson today is still a very solid defensive presence for the Knicks, we haven't seen much change since his rookie season. He's still averaging 7 points, but now 8 rebounds and 1.7 blocks. For 2019, I think we've got to go with Tyler Herro. He was a 13th pick to the Miami Heat out of Kentucky, and he quickly exceeded all expectations. He averaged 14 points as a 39% three-point shooter, but it was really his effort in their playoff run, where they went all the way to the finals, that really cemented him as the steal of the draft following that season. He would have a pretty similar season in his second year, and oddly, the narrative surrounding him just switched on his head, but this season he's proven the doubters wrong. He's now the heavy favorite to win Sixth Man of the Year, averaging 21, 5, and 4, shooting 41% from three. Things are looking up for him. I really hope we get to see him as a main option in an offense at some point in the near future. For the last draft of the video, we've got 2020, and I think I've got to go with Tyrese Haliburton. It was a crime, even at the time of the draft, that he was able to fall all the way to the 12th pick in the hands of the Sacramento Kings. He quickly showed that. To start this season, he was heavily in the running for Rookie of the Year, and while guys like LaMelo and Anthony Edwards would take a huge lead as the season went on, he still put together a very solid season. he averaged 13, 5, and 3, shooting 41% from 3. This season, he's bumped that up to 14, 7, and 4, now shooting 42% from 3, but that doesn't tell the full story. Taking advantage of some missed time from De'Aaron Fox, he's looked like a future star. In the last 6 games, he's averaged 23 points, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds, shooting 53% from the field and 51% from 3. So it's looking like he's most likely going to live up to his title of the steal of the draft. But that's the end of you guys. You guys, some of your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.